While Australia is in caretaker mode, awaiting a new government tonight, an important meeting of finance ministers and central bank governors takes place in Washington. The only problem, Russia will be there as well. Business Editor Ross Greenwood joins me for more. Ross, who's going to be there from Australia and what does this all mean?
Well, this is the big issue. Who is going to be there from Australia? We've gone to government officials today. We've gone to the central bank, the Reserve Bank, who pushed us to Treasury. Treasury have given us a statement. We'll get to that in a moment. But effectively, it seems as though there's a delegation going to Washington. The big problem here is that the government, that is Josh Frydenberg and also the Prime Minister Scott Morrison, have previously said that they believe that Russia should be excluded from the G20, kicked out. The other thing also is that the Treasury Secretary of the United States, Janet Yellen, has also indicated that if there are sessions that the Russians participate in, that she may very well boycott them with her team. The only issue is that the Russian Finance Minister, Anton Solyunov, will be there, and most certainly this is going to cause some issues, and most definitely for the officials here in Australia. But I want to take you to only just a week or so ago, Janet Yellen speaking about what she'll do when the Russians turn up. Here's a little of what she said.
It cannot be business as usual for Russia in any of the financial institutions. He's asked that Russia be removed from the G20. Yes.
In many ways, you can see what the problem of it being in a caretaker government is, where political officials can't go. It has to be the public servants that go. So this is what Treasury told us when we went to them today to find out what's going on. The Australian delegation will strongly condemn the Russian invasion and highlight the risks that the invasion poses. Says nothing about actually, as Janet Yellen says, boycotting their sessions or indeed potentially just walking out if they do turn up indeed, Tom.
Yeah, all right. That will be a fascinating one, given what's happened previously in those types of meetings in Russia. Meanwhile, a huge takeover, Ross, for Australia's biggest private hospital operator, Ramsay Health Care. $20 billion we're talking about. Yeah,
Ramsay Health Care is an amazing company. It really is, not only here in Australia but around the world. Lots of pathology services on top of the private hospitals rather that it owns. So KKR, a lot of people might know this famous book about RJR Nabisco going back, Barbarians at the Gate. They've lobbed a bid of $88 per share for Ramsay Health Care. Today, the Ramsay Health Care shares have shot up by almost 25% at the close off the back of this. So it's a significant takeover. It has been suggested, oddly, that KKR, this giant American, sort of investment firm, has been on the lookout for Australian assets for quite some time, and especially with the Australian dollar being so low. It was even suggested one of their targets could have been Coles, Origin Energy, or even in the insurance sector. They might have looked at either IAG or QBE, but they've settled for the moment, at least, on Ramsay Health Care. And Ramsay has said that the offer is indicative, but it's so interesting, they're going to open up their books to KKR and see what comes from this. It's not yet binding, but certainly that's a strong indication that the company is taking it seriously.